what you're seeing right here, I have never seen before. Have you ever in your life seen a cast iron grill pan? I mean, not really a grill pan, it's a griddle pan, but we're calling it a sheet pan because it's a sheet pan. And here's why it's a sheet pan, because this is cast iron unlike you've experienced before. This is non-stick cast iron. In the past, you would never have thought to do cast iron in a sheet pan where you could do cookies or whatever. You can now do all of that because this is non-stick cast iron. We love cast iron for the way it heats, for the way it holds the heat, for the way it cooks. But now you're getting cast iron like you have never seen it before. An entire traditional sheet pan size. So you want to use this as your griddle, you want to use this as your grill, put it right on your burners and let it heat up. And let me tell you, you're going to get that kind of sear, that kind of cooking that only cast iron can give you. We are doing this at a great Black Friday price, $39.95. And really, truly, this is something that I think you are going to leave on the top of your stove and use it every day. We have it in the black. We also have it available in the red. And Chef, this is what I'm talking about.
This is it.
You just put it right here on two induction burners, cross the burners, and now you're making your entire breakfast on a griddle. If you want it to be a grill, if you want it to be a cookie sheet, if you want it to be a hamburger grill, anything you want it to do, cast iron that is non-stick.
Look at this.
Is such a game changer. By the way, if you could use your QR code, if you could use hsn.com, we are so busy. We're trying to process as fast as we can, guys. I hate to make you wait because I'm the same way.
So now, Alice, you kind of said it. This is the kind of thing, if you see all those little Kitchen HQ videos that we're putting up online, you'll see my home kitchen. This lives on my cooktop.
Yeah.
Because it's cast iron, gets hot, stays hot. You want to talk about searing steaks or doing the perfect smash burgers, you want cast iron because look at how hot this is getting. This is the kind of sear you want when you're getting your steaks, your salmon, your burgers. Cast iron has always been the king. But Kitchen HQ cast iron is the stuff of legend now because it's non-stick. Unlike old school cast iron, you gotta baby it, you can't wash it with soapy water. This is non-stick. I'm gonna put cheese on these bad boys, you're gonna see. Even melted cheese will not stick, and it's real cast iron. So if it's your everyday griddle for steaks, for chicken, for your beautiful smash burgers, and wait till you see the color I'll get on these, you're great for that. Yeah. Then over here, you know, in the mornings, I'm doing my eggs, my pancakes, my sausages. I'm kind of doing diner-style cooking. Think about the holidays where you could do some fried eggs, do your sausages, do your French toast. I've got 2 little kids at home, so you could do big batch cooking in the mornings. And then even if you use it as a sheet pan, you know, the big rage years ago, and it's coming back, were sheet pan dinners because you only want one thing to clean. Do your glazed salmon, your asparagus, roast some chickpeas. Nothing sticks. I mean, I really can't emphasize this enough.
So I don't have to add the fats and the oils and everything else. So you get to taste the salmon, you get to taste the asparagus rather than hiding all those flavors and adding so many calories that you just don't want. I want to taste my egg. I don't want to taste all of the oil and the sprays and everything else we've been using in the past.
And look, if an egg can move around, old school cast iron, that's not happening. I really love showing just how non-stick these are. 18 by 13, so this is a great size in terms of really feeding a crowd. So it's a big size, it's your griddle, it's your sheet pan. It could be a roasting pan. You're doing your baking on here because you're getting even color on the bottom of your baked goods.
A dozen cookies all at one time, and again, they're not gonna stick. You don't have to put silicone down, you don't have to do a parchment paper, you don't have to do any of that because it's a non-stick cast iron. But I don't even remember ever doing it in a sheet pan like this. So to get that sheet pan size, and look again, look at
the sear.
Before you do that, okay, I just want...
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta see the caramelization. This is why you buy cast iron, because cast iron cooks differently. It's why in a restaurant, on a menu, they'll say cast iron ribeye, because it cooks differently. You want cast iron, we love cast iron, we've hated some of the hassles of cast iron. But today, at this price, $39.95, a sheet pan that is made from non-stick cast iron, I think is a brilliant idea.
And Alice, I'm not scared to use this. I'm not scared to throw melted cheese on here. Look.
Or use those metal utensils.
Or use the metal utensils. Like this is cast iron like you've never seen before. Even that melty cheese is not sticking. So look, my cleanup is no problem. I'm doing my smash burgers on here without any concern. I always say, Alice, if you're worried about the cleanup after the fact, you never end up using that pot or pan. You don't have to worry about cleanup here. You're getting the attributes of cast iron. Gets hot, stays hot, gives you that even color for when you're searing, when you're roasting, and it's non-stick. Even a fried egg can go on there and it won't stick. See, I'm using this at home. There I am. I love it. I'm doing my steak dinners on there, asparagus, potatoes. I'm doing my diner style cooking on there, and I'm using it as a sheet pan for those sheet pan dinners. Big roast salmon. Look how big that salmon was, right? Little sweet potato, little broccoli. There's my now diner style pancake going on. So if you're feeding a crowd, there's my perfect smash burgers. This is the way to do it. Imagine your French toast in the morning. As we head into the holidays, you want to feed a crowd and you want even results. This is a fun way to do it. Melted cheese, don't worry about it. Bacon, eggs, non-stick, but with the attributes of cast iron. You're going to get that perfect caramelization on the bacon, your sausages for game day. This is the way to do it.
Yeah, it is. It is the way to do it. It is the easy way to do it. Have you ever, anywhere, have you ever seen a cast iron sheet pan? Probably not, because most people would never say, oh, you know what, I think I'll bake my cookies on the cast iron. They might think about it, but how do you get the cookies off the cast iron? You do here, because it's non-stick. Because it is non-stick and it is a full-size sheet pan. So you can use this to bake cookies. You can use this if you want to bake a pizza in the oven. You can do it. Broil on this, bake in this, whatever you want. And then you're gonna use this on the stovetop, because on the stovetop, you can cross two burners here and almost make it like the restaurant where you get that full-size griddle. But this is cast iron. But it's cast iron that you don't have to baby, you don't have to worry about, that is non-stick. So simple and easy to clean. Black is available, red is available, $39.95 if you want to get it free. Sign up for the HSN credit card. Sign up, get approved, $50 off. It's the most that we do in terms of our promotions. And this would be absolutely free.
Love it.
But when, oh, I'm being updated, 600 left if you want it in the black, okay? The black has 600 left. We have, I think, more quantity if you want it in the red.
So you're doing those smash burgers, you're searing steaks. Think about things that tend to stick. Skin on fish, skin on chicken thighs. Nothing will stick, and you get the attributes of cast iron. So, Alice, if you remember all that melty cheese.
Yeah.
If melted cheese is not gonna stick, nothing will. Look at that, there. I don't fear the cleanup anymore, right?
Right, because you don't have to.
Because you don't have to. It's totally non-stick, and this is why it's gonna be that kind of item that will live on your stovetop. You're gonna use it as your griddle for those big batch breakfasts, for your searing of the steaks, that big family dinner, but you're also gonna use it as a sheet tray because it's cast iron. You're gonna
And it's
get
got a
even
lip
color.
on it too.
And it gets the handles right there. We're talking about oven safe to 500 degrees.
500.
So you know what that means? I'll even put this out on my barbecue and use it as a pizza stone because it's 18 by 13. So I can throw a whole pizza on here, no problem. You get that beautiful even bottom of your pizzas or whatever you're roasting, and non-stick. It doesn't matter if you have a glazed salmon, it doesn't matter if you have skin on chicken or skin on fish, it is totally non-stick. Even a couple fried eggs.
And you know what? This is that time of year. I mean, especially when you make pancakes, how many times do you have to make them in batches? And everybody, well, you go ahead and start eating because I've got to make the next batch because we don't have pans big enough to be able to do everything. You can do it here.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you can even do it if you have company. Do the whole breakfast. One pan, just cross the burners. See, you put it across the burners. Yeah. The whole thing's going to heat up. This is. What did you say? Oven safe up to 500 degrees?
Oven safe up to 500.
Not even sure my oven goes
so
that
even,
high.
look, even if it's a sheet tray, even if you use it as a sheet tray, oven safe up to 500, throw it on your barbecue. Use it as a pizza stone. But then also, as we head into the holidays, look, I got a lot of family coming over. I don't want to do 2 pancakes at a time. I want to do 8 at a time.
Exactly.
I want to do 8 pieces of French toast at a time. I want to do 2 eggs over here and sausages over here and hash browns in the middle, right? So I'm going to turn up the heat here and just show you. This is non-stick. Let's say I want to do a big dinner for the family, right? I want to do a couple steaks at the same time, right? So you can do all of that. It's gonna be non-stick, easy cleanup. So
Who does eggs in cast iron? Okay, my grandmother did, but she put a dollop of bacon fat in first.
that's right. So, I mean, look, old school cast iron is great because you get even, consistent heat. But old school cast iron was a pain to clean.
Yeah.
You couldn't just use soapy water.
I never felt like it was clean. I mean, you always looked at
Yeah.
it, always looked maybe a little rusty or crusty, and you know, it's like,
Sure.
what do you do to clean the old cast iron? This is non-stick. You can clean this, and you're going to use it, and it's going to be a healthy way now to cook. In the past, cast iron, like I said, my grandmother cooked the eggs in the bacon fat. I don't
Yep.
even want to know
And you
how
don't
many
wanna
calories.
know.
Oh, God.
Well, listen, with old school cast iron, to make it not stick, which really it wasn't really non-stick, you have to have a layer of grease, and that's what we call your seasoning your pan.
Mm-hmm.
Here you don't have to do that. So you're cooking without extra added fat if you want to do that, and it's totally non-stick. But imagine those smash burgers in your grandma's cast iron, caked on cheese. How do you clean that?
Right.
Here it's non-stick. Even melted cheese is just dancing on top of my cast iron. So your cleanup, you're not worried about your cleanup. You're gonna go from breakfast, lunch, dinner, even as a griddle, without worrying. Think about foods that tend to stick. Skin on fish or salmon or chicken. It will not stick. It'll caramelize, get the even distribution of cast iron without worrying about the cleanup. And then we're talking about using it as a sheet tray.
Yeah.
Make those one-pan
A
meals.
cookie sheet.
A cookie
That's
sheet.
made of cast iron. I think it's revolutionary, actually. But when you have,
And
your
again,
eggs
it's
are getting
not-
cooked over
it's
here.
not gonna
I just
stick.
want you to see, okay, that when it comes to non-stick,
Yeah.
this is going to be your answer. It's a healthier way to cook it. It's an easier way to clean up, and it's a better way to cook because it's cast iron, and we all know the benefits of cast iron. Love this.
Love this.
Okay. $39.95, 5 flex payments on this. And in fact, check out all of our kitchen collection. We have a great collection from Kitchen HQ.